This weekend is a big week for college football. There's a ton of big time matchups that are going to have implications on the rest of the season. So I thought it would be a good idea if today I gave y'all my predictions for some of these games. I'm only going to be going over like 5 games today and only one non-ranked matchup. There is that many ranked matchups happening this weekend. It's huge. It's huge. All right, the first game I'm going to talk about today is Florida State and Clemson. Florida State is traveling to Clemson, and I think this will be a closer game than many believe. And I believe what the odds makers do. I saw like Florida State's only favored by like 2 points, and I kind of agree with that. I do think Florida State will win this game, but I think it will be a lot closer than we expect. Mainly because Clemson is going to come out there inspired, throwing haymakers, since they know what we all know. If they lose this game, their season's over. Nothing they want to accomplish is going to be possible if they don't win this football game right here. So I expect them to come out there on defense and offense, and really overall just give a lot of effort and really have one of their best games. Now, do I think one of their best games are enough to beat Florida State? No, I do not. I do not. I don't trust this Clemson offense. And at the end of the day, to me, it comes down to which offense do I trust more. And I trust Florida State's offense with Jordan Travis and Keon Coleman to go out there and make plays. They've been doing that all season long, and I expect them to keep on doing that against Clemson. Even though I do believe Clemson's defense is pretty good, I just don't think, one, their offense will help them at all. And two, it was concerning in their only other game against a Power 5 opponent this year, which was a loss to Duke, they were unable to get pressure on the quarterback. If they're unable to get pressure on Jordan Travis, then he is going to light that secondary up, and Florida State's probably going to be able to do whatever they want to do. Now, Clemson's offense, I just don't know what to think about this offense. They don't really have any special talent. Their play calling is really not good. They're not putting Cade Klubnik, in my opinion, in the best position for them to win and for him to be successful. So I just don't know. I don't think this offense will be able to put up enough points. And like I said before, they just don't have the type of playmakers to come out and take over this game. Will Shipley, yes, he's a pretty good player, but he's not one of those ones. He's just not. They don't have it like they used to on offense, where you had a Deshaun Watson, Trevor Lawrence, Travis Etienne, even back to Sammy Watkins, DeAndre Hopkins, T. Higgins, Justin Ross. Like, they had a ton of weapons. They don't have that no more. They don't. It's really been hard for this offense just to get anything going. We saw in that Duke game. And also, they're prone to turn the ball over. And if they turn the ball over, this game's going to be over a lot quicker than even I believe. So, yes, I have Florida State going into Clemson and winning. And by how much, I don't know. I don't like to do scores. I just have Florida State winning. All right, next game I'm going to talk about is Colorado traveling to Oregon. This is a very interesting game. Very interesting game. It's Colorado really getting their first real test. This is when we're going to see how good Colorado really is. Now, I'm just going to start this off by saying I do not think Colorado is going to win this game. And that says nothing bad about them. They're just not there yet. And Oregon is. Oregon is a true contender. And also, Colorado's coming off a very emotional game where it was a very physical game, high emotions. And it was a big win. Now they have to go to Eugene, which is already a hard place to play. You're already missing maybe your best player in Travis Hunter. It's between him and Shador. And honestly, to me, Shador is better because Shador has just been really, really good. But you're missing Travis Hunter. You're missing your best DB and then one of your best offensive playmakers. That's not good for this game because you're going to need him. This is a game that you would need him to take over both sides of the ball, but mainly defense. I just don't think Colorado matches up well with Oregon up front. I believe, especially on offense, they have the skill, they have the weapons outside to match up with Oregon and to give them nightmares, but they don't have the front. I don't believe they have the type of rush to get back there and give Bo Nix problems, and offensively, they really can't run the ball. And I don't think you're going to have too much success just dropping Shador back all game. I know he's played great, and I know he's a really, really good quarterback, but in a game like this, you're going to want to run the ball. You're going to want to take some pressure off of him. You don't want to simply say every play, hey, Shador, drop back and make something happen. And yes, he's probably going to make the smart decision, make the easy, quick read, throw it away when he needs to like he's been doing, but you don't want to put that pressure on him because the more you drop him back, the more times the defense will have a chance to get a hit on him. And Oregon has a pretty good front. They have a ton of talent up there that is just waiting to explode, and this could be the game. I think like how I see this game going is I see it being close for like a half, maybe 3 quarters, with Shador keeping them in the game. But as time, as time winds down and the game prolongs, I think Bo Nix will end up making more plays than Shador, simply from the fact that he's going to be protected better and he's going to be able to run the ball. And I have Oregon winning this one by maybe like 10 points. I feel like the ending score may look worse than how the game actually was. I just don't think Colorado's there yet, and that's okay. They are ahead of schedule, but and Oregon's there. Oregon's not. Oregon's right where they need to be. Oregon's a contender. They are a sleeping national championship contender, in my opinion. They have the pieces to do it. So I have Oregon winning this game. All right, now we have probably the hardest game for me to pick out of all these picks I'm making, and that's Ole Miss at Alabama. Mainly because I think Ole Miss should win this game, but I've been burnt so many times picking against Alabama in spots where I legitimately thought they should lose that I don't even want to do it, man. I really don't. But Ole Miss should win this game, given how Alabama has been looking, how Alabama looked this past week, and how good Ole Miss has been looking. Ole Miss's front seven has been really good so far this year. Their offense has been electrifying through the air, which is a lot different from last year. Last year, they rode Quinshawn Junkins. I probably said his name so wrong, but he's a really, really good running back. They rode him last year, and so far this year, it's been Jackson Dart. It's been Jackson Dart throwing that ball around. He is playing very, very good football and looking like a completely different quarterback than he looked last year. He looks like a quarterback that's entering his second year playing in the SEC and looks a lot more comfortable. And Lane Kiffin has always been able to call a good game at Ole Miss against Alabama. There's only been 1 year where I felt like he didn't really call a good one, and that was the 1 year they had I think it was Matt Corral at quarterback, and a lot of people thought they should win, and it was at Ole Miss, and they ended up losing 42-21. Every other game, he's been able to get yards, put up points, and keep the game close in years where probably he shouldn't have. And I think this could be the year that he actually beats Saban in Tuscaloosa. Now, I'm not picking Ole Miss. I'm not having Alabama make me look stupid. So I'm going to ride with Bama, mainly because of this. Jalen Milroe's playing, and that is the best quarterback they have right now. And if they do what they should do with him and put him in the best position to win and be successful, which would be RPOs, read options, getting him on the edge, getting him moving, not having him sitting in the pocket and be stationary, now Alabama will have a really good chance. Because I don't expect to see the same Alabama team we saw last week. The Alabama team we saw last week was terrible on offense. It was giving, and some certain players were giving really, really bad effort. And I do not expect that to happen this week. I don't expect the Saban team in back-to-back weeks to give me bad effort. Alabama knows what's at stake. They know they need to win this game, and they really need to win out the rest of the way to have a chance at winning a national championship. And also, it's a conference game. You just can't lose a conference game. But they know what's at stake, and I feel like Nick Saban is going to get them boys ready, and they will win this game in Tuscaloosa. It will be close. Yes, they're favored by a touchdown, which is a lot. That's a lot in my opinion. Yes, I am picking Alabama to win, but I don't think they should be favored by a whole possession. I think it should be 2, maybe 3, a lot like what the Florida State Clemson line is. But hey, Alabama's favored by a touchdown. But I have Alabama winning. I don't want to pick against them, but I have faith that, one, they're going to come to play, and if they don't do it this week, then I have no faith in them ever being able to put Jalen Milroe in the best position to succeed. And Tommy Rees is looking like one of the worst hires the whole offseason if he still can't get it right after you saw last game what did and did not work, and what works is Jalen Milroe. He works. Don't bench him for an entire game again. That was stupid. And please don't make me look stupid for picking you. All those times that you've made me look stupid for picking against you, the one time I pick you, you better win. Please. Now the next game is a pretty good Big Ten matchup. We have Iowa traveling to Penn State. It's a late game, 7:30 kick, and it is the whiteout. So this is going to be an amazing game, an amazing atmosphere on CBS. It's going to be so interesting seeing Big Ten games on CBS. All my life, I've just never seen that in my lifetime. I know it happened before. That's what my dad told me, but it's I've never seen it. But this is going to be a very interesting game. It's going to be a close game because, one, it's a Big Ten game, and it's Iowa traveling to Penn State. we're really going to see what Drew Allar's kind of made of in a game like this, because his Iowa defense is for real. Last week he looked all right against Illinois, which Illinois does have a really good defense. They have a really good front, led by one of the best interior linemen in the country. I forget his name, but he is a monster. But we'll see what he's like this week, because Iowa's going to throw everything at him. Because Iowa knows what we all know, is that their offense is doo-doo. And they're missing, I think, a starting running back and a starting tight end. And for them, for being such a bad offense, but then losing two of your best playmakers on that really bad offense, that means it's going to be really, really bad. So I think they're going to need to do a lot on defense, and they're going to. They're going to probably mix up disguise coverages, show one thing, flip to another thing, try to get Drew Aller to make mistakes. The key for Penn State is just Drew Aller don't turn the ball over. If they don't turn the ball over and play a clean game, and their defense, which is really good, dominates this terrible offense, then Penn State should definitely win this game. But it's all up to Drew Aller not turn the ball over. And also, Penn State just run the ball. You have a very, very talented back tandem. Nick Singleton and Katron Allen, those are two really, really good backs. That's probably the second best back tandem in the Big Ten. Is my bias showing with Ohio State? Maybe. Who knows? But Penn State should win this game. The atmosphere is going to be electric. It's a whiteout. It's just Drew Aller cannot turn the ball over. If he turns the ball over, Iowa's going to have a chance. If he doesn't, and this offense plays a clean game and plays smart, they're going to win. No questions about it. Now, the next game right here, this is the biggest game of the week. It's the number 6 Ohio State Buckeyes traveling to Notre Dame. And this was probably the second hardest game to pick out of all these games. I see a ton of people picking Ohio State. And while I would love to sit here and just say, yes, Ohio State is going to win because I am an Ohio State fan, I am honest and objective about my favorite team. And I worry about them this game. I worry about seeing Kyle McCord go into this hostile environment. Last year when Ohio State hosted Notre Dame with CJ Stroud at quarterback, I think they could only muster up 21 or 24 points. Marcus Freeman may have the answers for a Ryan Day offense. Now, we don't know what that will look like this year, but last year he did, and that was with a veteran quarterback. Now we have a young quarterback entering his first real game as a starter. I mean, yes, Indiana was a real game. You have played Youngstown State and Western Kentucky, but that's not Notre Dame. Notre Dame is much better. You're heading into South Bend, a hostile environment. Now, my question for Ohio State is, will you finally be able to stop the run? Ohio State has struggled these past 2 to 3 years, in my opinion, of stopping the run. And Notre Dame's running back, Adric Estime, I don't know how to say his name, but he's really good. He already has 521 yards and 5 touchdowns. He's averaging 8.3 yards a carry. Ohio State's going to need to slow him down. They're going to. I have some faith that they'll be better on the back end, given that I think their front seven is going to be able to get after the quarterback. But they need to stop the run. And for Notre Dame, run the ball. Run the ball. Keep the ball out of this Ohio State's offense hands, because the more time you give them with the ball, Ryan Day is going to come up with something. Marvin Harrison Jr. will make a play, and Kyle McCord will get it going. Because while I do worry about him heading into this hostile environment, I do believe he's a good quarterback and has infrastructure around him to be good in a game like this, especially early. So with all the weapons they have, he's going to get it going at some point in time. And if you're Notre Dame, you have to run the ball. And also, Sam Hardman. Sam Hardman has to play a really, really good game, because I do believe Notre Dame has the advantage at quarterback. I saw something at Twitter where someone was breaking down every position and saying which ones Ohio State or Notre Dame had the advantage of. And I saw a quarterback, and I said no. Sam Hartman's a really good quarterback. He's played a lot of football, and so far this year, he's playing really, really good football. And he's the ultimate X factor. Because if he can come out here and sling that ball around and be smart and play an excellent game, it's going to be a tough game for Ohio State to win. For Notre Dame to win, he needs to play a really good game. And I believe he has that in him to do that. And also combined with the fact that we don't know about this Ohio State defense yet. Yes, they've played good against Indiana, Western Kentucky, and Youngstown State, but Notre Dame's better. So this will be the first true test. But I do have Ohio State winning. I think they have I think they have way more talent than Notre Dame. I think their front seven is going to make a huge impact in this game with getting after the quarterback and being disruptors. JT Tuimoloau, I can never say his name right. I say it different every time. And Jack Sawyer, I think they're going to have a really good game with getting after the quarterback. So far, they're one of the best pressure duos in all of college football, and I expect to see that on display in this game. And I think Ohio State is going to get it right offensively. I think it's going to take them a second. They're probably going to start out a little slow, but if they start out running the football and giving Kyle McCord easy throws, he will get more comfortable, and they'll be able to open up the offense, and they'll be able to air it out. And I also have a sneaking suspicion we have not really seen what this offense will look like, given Ohio State hasn't played nobody. I think there's a lot of things that Ryan Day has not showed yet that he will show, because this is a big one. If you're Ohio State, you have to win this game to give you the leeway to maybe lose another one down the road, since you haven't beat Michigan in 25 years, it's felt like at this point. But both teams really need this game, but I just think Ohio State will win this game. By how much? A possession. It's going to be a very close game. Notre Dame's a really good team, and it's in South Bend. It's going to be a good game. This is a really, really good weekend of college football. Sadly, I will not be able to watch all these games. I will watch that Ohio State game, though, and I'll probably give you my reaction and thoughts to it, because I am an Ohio State fan, and win or loss, I'm going to have some strong opinions. But thank y'all for watching, and please let me know down in the comments what's your thoughts. Give me your predictions. Give me who you think is going to win. What games? Do you disagree with me? Do you agree with me? Let me know in the comments below. I love y'all. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and tell a friend to tell a friend. Peace. Love y'all.